Hey, it's party time, Mom. It is party time, Mom. I don't care what you're going through. You might as well throw a party in the midst of it. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. We're right here braving the elements to come into Studio 22. Can't get away from the mothership. We're right here, driving us into the nether regions, which are all things COVID-19. I hate even saying that, but it seems to be true these days. Of course, is the puppet master Mark. He's got it all under control. And Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians, my brain, my filter, the one who tells me what to think, as Herbert the silent deer looks on. Party Foul Steve holding down the pub. Well, look at that sweet elixir behind him. That right there will kill any virus on the planet. And welcome back, Hot News. Yay! Natalie in the hot seat. Glad to have her back.
We're far apart.
We're social distancing. Look at us.
Super far apart.
Yeah. April 30th, that's what we're hearing, the new projected date when America can get back to normal. It's weird to think that after all of this, there's going to be a demarcation in history, pre-coronavirus and post-coronavirus, as America braces for another month of self-isolation, social distancing, and even job loss. Italy is on day 25 of lockdown. You have ice skating rinks in Spain that have been commandeered by the government to be used as makeshift morgues. New York City, they're conducting searches for fleeing residents, some even going door to door in Rhode Island to check for driver's license and license plates, searching for those who are trying to escape the chaos. Outside one of the most prestigious hospitals in New York City, Cedars-Sinai, refrigerated trailers sit out front, used as makeshift morgues after 98 people died in the city from the virus in just 7 hours. Our own Texas Governor Greg Abbott has issued mandatory quarantines for those traveling from Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans, New Jersey, Detroit, Chicago, and the state of California. Connecticut, New York, and Washington, travelers must fill out DPS forms and be subject to follow-up check-ins from troopers to ensure compliance with the orders. How in the world did we fall so far, so incredibly fast? We're going to update you today with just the necessary headlines on day, I don't even know what, of quarantine from Studio 22. Glad you joined us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, you know something you could be doing in these days while you're at home is take care of a lot of things that maybe you've been putting off, and there's some important things you need to do. For instance, we're continually reminding you that it is very shocking that your home can be stolen. That's right. We know people who have learned the brutal lesson when thieves find a home title online. They forge documents to appear that you've sold your home, and you haven't. Then they borrow thousands of dollars against your home equity, and you don't even know you are a victim until foreclosure notices start arriving, and then all of a sudden you get an eviction notice from your own home. You could spend a fortune trying to get your home back. The crime is called home title fraud, and the FBI calls it one of the fastest growing crimes. My advice for avoiding this possible nightmare in your life is to follow my lead and protect your home with Home Title Lock. And no, neither your homeowner's insurance nor your bank is going to protect you. So for just pennies a day, Home Title Lock is going to do just that. It's going to protect you. Now, first things first, you need to find out if you're already a victim of home title fraud. So register your home at HometitleLock.com, and you can enter code CHAD for 1 month of free protection. Go to HometitleLock.com. Decades of unprotected sex with women of loose morals, and we're all going to die from a handshake. Oh, my gosh, how the irony works, huh?
Did you just blame all the women?
No,
You
no,
said
I'm just telling
women?
you.
Yeah,
Oh,
loose
just the
women.
loose ones.
I mean, if anybody should have the plague. Oh, man. You know, I keep getting messages from people who say, 2 weeks ago you said this was nothing. Well, if you compare the numbers, it is nothing. It is in the grand scheme of things. I mean, you know, I don't diminish the importance of it, but it is kind of crazy how we've shut the world down over something that is not affecting in the grand scheme of things in terms of a ratio that many people. It can affect people, though. That's the scary thing. We were talking about our mothers. And, you talk to your mom, I talk to my mom, and I'm like, stay home.
Yep, I told her don't go anywhere. Don't touch my sister or brother-in-law. Just stay
don't
away from them.
Hug anybody. Keep the distance because it is affecting people with pre-existing and underlying conditions. My mother-in-law, she has not. We go out when we're home. We've been going out for walks. We'll walk a couple of miles every day because, God, I got to get out of that house. And we walk past my mother-in-law's house, and we just kind of shout at her but she won't. She don't even come out of the house, right?
Right.
Because she has COPD, and it's not worth it, man. Not worth it. I was sad to hear about our friend Joe Diffie passing away yesterday. John Prine also passed away. I got that news last night. It just so the music world has been affected by that. I think we're going to see a lot more that's going to happen. Anyway, Boris Johnson tested positive. Prince Charles has tested positive for this thing. Yeah, I mean, so they say. I mean, who knows anymore? Who knows what's going on? The president comes out and says that he's going to extend this thing another month. I mean, is it really a surprise to anybody that he pushed that out to April 30th? I don't think so.
No.
No, I mean, he had good thoughts and hopeful, just like all of us, that it would be over quicker than it is. And once the experts came and told him, said it's not going to be, he extended that out. And he said, if I have to extend it out again, I'll take advice from the experts and I'll do it.
Yeah. His approval ratings have gone up significantly. These daily, it's interesting that this is happening during an election cycle and an election year because it's almost like he gets to go out and do campaign rallies every day with these press conferences, and nobody else is running. They're all quarantined. They're holed up somewhere.
The only two really that I see the most on TV is Trump. He was on an hour this morning on Fox and Friends. He was, by telephone, of course. And then you see Cuomo. He is all over the news.
Yeah. So, and I think Glenn Beck is right that Cuomo's taking an angle trying to get maybe towards the presidency. He's trying to dress presidential like in a crisis, with this little windbreaker, and then he's coming out every day. And I don't know how that appeals to people. I mean, certainly, hats off to the guy in what he's dealing with, because New York is the epicenter of what's happening in this country. I mean, New York is bad, 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 and our hearts go out to them. I have a lot of things I want to say about this deal, and I know for the most part people are tired of just even talking about this virus. I don't know. I'll decide between now and the next segment if I really want to piss people off. We'll see. Because I'm not. See, people keep coming at me and they think I'm trying to divide people. I'm not. I'm really not. I just speak what's on my mind and heart.
Well, and we're all discussing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, at this point, it's not like we have this hard opinion that couldn't be swayed one way or the other because nobody really knows. Dr. Fauci reported yesterday to expect between 100,000 to 200,000 deaths in the U.S. Well, that's 0.05% of our population, I think. Joseph and I were playing with the math. And in the big scheme of things, how big is that?
Yeah.
Not every life matters. Every life matters, but people die every day.
Yeah.
Chad, I want you to piss people off.
I know you do.
But I had this discussion with my mom this morning when on the way over here, and I told her, I says, we have conversations on this show that most people have behind closed doors.
Yes.
They'll have those, they'll say those things, but they would never do it in public, especially on a platform like this.
Yeah. Well, you know me well enough to know that I'll probably get into it. Are you watching the press briefings, though?
Yes.
You're watching them every afternoon. The president comes out. And two things I'm tired of when I watch these things. One, I appreciate Dr. Birx. I appreciate Dr. Fauci. I appreciate Donald Trump, President Trump. I appreciate what they're doing. There's even been some levity, like when Dr. Birx said, well, I had a low-grade fever, and Trump said, oh, I'm out. It's just like, there's a humanity to that. And you watch these things, and you do have these reporters who are asking these gotcha questions, trying to trap him. And, yesterday, the president was, he kept calling him out. He was like, stop with this, stop with this. So I'm tired of that, but I'm also tired of him feeling the need to punch back constantly.
Every time.
It's not necessary. And I'm just me. I'm just saying I mean, is it going to change anybody's true opinion about Donald Trump? No. But it just gets annoying after a while. So I get it. But I also get why he does it, you know?
And he's
nobody
not
else is going to defend him.
And he's not going to stop.
No, he's not going to stop. But I mean, you're fake news. You're fake news. It's like, okay, we all have the same opinion for CNN.
His narcissism won't allow him not to do that because that keeps him in the forefront.
He's going to punch
everything.
back. He's going to punch back. And I know most people out there who are true Trump supporters, you know, something was trending yesterday on Twitter that says, I'm going to vote for Trump no matter what. And then they were retweeting it with I'm going to vote for Trump no matter what. As far as I know right now, I am going to vote for Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. But I can't say I would vote for Donald Trump no matter what, because he's not my God.
I'm with you on that.
He's not my savior, right? Donald Trump didn't bleed and die for me. Donald Trump, I appreciate. So don't anybody take me wrong. I'm the biggest apologist and defender of Donald Trump that's out there. But Donald Trump, he could go completely off the rails. Mm-hmm. This whole do or die, I'm not that way. Would
he go so far off the rails that you would vote for Biden or Sanders?
Man, he would have. Do you know how far off the rails he'd have to go? Like that track would have to veer into New Zealand somewhere. I mean, like right out in the middle of the ocean. And I don't foresee that. But I just want people to get. I wish I could just get people stop worshiping politics and politicians. And it has become such a. And look, I'm the biggest news and political junkie out there. But my gosh, man, take a step back. I mean, this is humanity we're talking about. People are dying. I mean, you've said it over and over. You said when they start burning bodies in the street. Well, I mean, I got some footage.
They're getting close.
We'll show you in a little while.
They're getting close.
But that's the deal, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. Trump has said that the coronavirus will probably peak in the U.S. in about 2 weeks. I've seen reports where it's potentially coming back in some places of China. It's scary times. Is it something that we're going to walk around in fear? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm just not going to live in panic. And I have people out there who are like, oh, my God, we're all going to. No, just relax. Chill out a little bit. That's like I said. I mean, I watched my favorite movie over the weekend, Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? It's a fool that looks for logic in the chambers of the human heart. And I love it when Everett, the George Clooney character, when they do they're out there in the baptisms, and he's got his doubt, and he's like, boy, hard times really flush the chump. That's one of my favorite lines right there. And you see that, man. I am seeing people come out in droves with pure idiocy. Now, I will say that this event has given us the gift of memes like never before.
Yes.
Who would have thought that Joe Exotic, a crazy white trash meth using gay redneck from Oklahoma, was going to unify us in such a manner? We're going to have Joe on the show, by the way. Talk to him tomorrow. He won't be on the show tomorrow, but we're talking to him tomorrow.
Did you see my video I did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Party Foul Steve did
I actually saw
you
somebody.
You actually nailed the
voice
down really
I should have
good.
had a blonde wig. It would have been better, but
that was perfect.
I almost shaved to the Fu Manchu for that, but I was like, nah, better not.
Yeah.
Well, don't give it away because I'm only to the part where
I'm not going to give anything away.
He has the new husband.
Yeah.
The other two husbands are gone, and now he's with Dylan.
People keep jumping my ass about, you got to stop making fun of Oklahoma. I have not made fun of Oklahoma at all. I have not mentioned Oklahoma.
We know Texas has crazy parts. Come on.
But I have not made fun of Oklahoma. The show is about people in Oklahoma, and everybody's like, "Oh no, come on now, don't be." We're sick of stop bashing Oklahoma. I'm not at all. I just find...
I'm from Texas, born and raised. You kind of have to bash Oklahoma a little bit.
It's a rule.
Like they bash us.
I have my opinions about parts of Oklahoma because I've had experiences in Oklahoma, right? But the same could be said about Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia and everywhere. But so that's that. I just love seeing redneck on display. Who knew that this thing was going to be? And if you haven't seen the Wild Wild Whites of West Virginia, you need to watch that one. We started rewatching that from a couple of years ago about Jesco White and his family. Wow. If you really like to see redneck on display, check out the Whites, Wild Whites of West Virginia. Boone County, West Virginia, baby, is where it all goes down. But it's crazy how it's funny how somebody shared a meme about Oklahoma, and they showed like Oklahoma City and the skyline with the sunset and all that stuff. It said, "This is how we see Oklahoma," and then it showed the rest of them down there from Tiger King. It's how the rest of the world sees Oklahoma. And I'm like, well, I mean, you know, but people are funny, man. They're like, stop promoting this white trash. And I'm like, man, I'll tell you, I can't stop.
You can't not watch it.
I can't stop. People are like, I can't make it through a single episode. Why do you keep talking about this? Why do you get on my social media page and give a shit? I'm not making you do it.
I'm sure Carol Baskin is wanting more people to watch it because she's going to sue Netflix.
Oh, she's pissed off, man. She is pissed off.
I don't know. I'd be nervous if I were her after all of that an investigation wouldn't be open back up.
I think it's going to happen.
Oh, I think so too.
She's got other things to worry about.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting to me, and I understand that producers and all those guys, they can kind of twist things to make it appear the way they want it to appear. But her husband now, did you watch the 9-minute commentary monologue that he gave in defense of her, Candace?
No, I need to watch it. I was saving it for the opportune time of entertainment.
I normally don't watch anything for 9 minutes on YouTube. I was mesmerized.
Who is it?
Her husband now.
Oh, okay. The guy that looks like Prince Charles.
But is her husband also trapped?
Yeah.
The fact that he went in there and defended that she even might, that she killed her husband. Why even bring it? Why even go into that defense?
Well, if you want a tiger to eat someone, you should put sardine oil on it. It was like, whoa, tiger. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
I'm broke as shit. You see the meme? I've got to do this ad, but did you see the meme where it's like your mom in public, hey, you cool cats and kittens, and then it said your mom behind closed doors, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it had Joe down there. Oh, my God. Hey, listen, if you own a car or a house, shopping for insurance sucks. It's a mind-numbing, soul-sucking process that can take you forever, but you need to have insurance. Stop overpaying for it. You can get a lower rate for the exact same coverage you already have with the help from Gabby. Gabby is going to take the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers. Just link your current insurance account, and in about 2 minutes, you'll be able to see quotes for the exact same coverage you currently have. That's what I did. Quick, easy, simple. I simply logged in by using my current insurance provider, and within a matter of seconds, a plethora of competing prices showed up. Gabby customers save $825 per year on average, and if they can't find you savings like they did for me, they'll let you know so you can relax knowing that you have the best rate out there. Gabby's free to use, and they'll never sell your info, so no annoying spam or robocalls. Take 2 minutes right now to see how much you can save on your car and homeowners insurance. Go to Gabby.com/watchchad. That's GABI.com/watchchad. Gabby.com/watchchad. Be right back. Hey, I will tell you something that's pretty cool right now you could take advantage of, and that is a subscription to Blaze TV. We're offering the biggest discount ever right now if you sign up for a year of Blaze. Normally $99 a year. Now you can get it for $69 a year. Just use promo code CHAD on checkout. But sign up. Be a part of what we're doing. That's a pretty big deal. We know that folks have it hard financially. A lot of stuff's going on, so we're trying to give you a deal. We're going to do that for a limited time. And hey, we've gotten a lot of messages, Candice, from a lot from truckers. And our shout out again, we're with you 100%. We're standing with our truckers. I don't know how to crank one of those vehicles, right? I don't know how to even turn one on, Steve.
I could do it. They've made them easier. I'm not saying easier to drive.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have the automatics, just like a regular car.
But
and they'll tell you they hate those. At least most of the ones that I've talked to and the friends that are truckers, and they're like forced to drive those because their company has those.
Yeah. But I don't know that world. And I make no qualms about it. I don't know that world. But I do know what happens. And I had a guy who reached out to me in one message. He's like, well, you guys don't care about us except for right now. Later on. No, I do appreciate you. I really do. I, for one, am not, because I've spent time in other countries, in third world countries. I know what it's like to not have things. And I'm so thankful for what we have and the people who get it there. And I always have been thankful. I don't know your world, but I know that we're behind you 100%. And I know that the truckers in the industry right now is dealing with a lot. And they've always dealt with a lot. Got a message just this morning from a guy who says, man, thanks for standing with us, but we got a lot of stuff that we're trying to deal with. So our hearts go out to you. And, hey, let us know how we can help you. We want to support you. Talking about traveling, Florida's set up border checkpoints to screen travelers from New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. I mean, what world are we living in? This is some serious stuff,
Well, that's
man.
what you said about Abbott with people coming back into Texas.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, as far as protocol.
I told Jade this morning, Candace, I said, we're missing a real good business opportunity. This is what we need to do, Steve. We're going to get on Amazon. We're going to buy some glass bottles with a little cap, right? And we're going to fill it up, maybe a little olive oil, maybe a little Listerine, and just mix some stuff together for people to drink. And we're going to sell that as the COVID cure. I mean, people have sold snake oil forever, right? It'll make your crops grow. It'll make the rains come or stay away, depending on what you want to do. Make the fish bite, and it'll cure COVID. Well, how are we missing this opportunity, Steve?
I think the FDA might get you on that.
I think you're
You don't need to be
early.
FDA approved. You know how much crap I take every morning that ain't approved by the FDA?
Oh, that's scary.
Anyway.
But do you know how useful walls around states and countries would be right now if we had walls around them and people had to go through checkpoints?
You know
to
what?
get
You
their
know what?
temperature?
How great Berlin would be in 1961. No, I don't want that. But I did see where, we were talking about stopping travel between Canada and the U.S. And now I see where not only are Meghan and Harry, they moved to Canada, now they're wanting to move to the U.S.
They move into Los Angeles.
And Trump tweeted yesterday and said, well, you pay for your own security. We're not doing it, which is funny. That's a humorous thing that Trump does. It's like everybody's worried about coronavirus, and he's like, yeah, well, we're not paying for it. Love the Queen. She's beautiful.
I like how people think that Trump should only focus on that.
Well, he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. I've said this over and over again. No matter what his response is. Somebody tweeted this morning, and I don't even want to give you their name, but he's like, only thing I took away from yesterday's press conference is he hates CNN, MSN, and PBS, but he praises OAN. And I'm like, that's what you took away from it?
Right.
I mean, that was your takeaway.
And that just, if you look at statistics of TV shows that are watched and stuff, the rest of America feels the same way. So
yeah. But I made a comment. I tweeted, was it Twitter or Facebook? I don't know, where I talked about all these kids. Because I did the truck video. For those of you who keep saying I don't do truck videos, I do truck videos. Where we talked about the Cove Idiots. And Candace gave me the idea and kind of put those thoughts in my head and gave me the words to say on that one. And she Cove Idiots is great.
Yes.
And so I was talking about how many people are on the beach. They actually, Brian Colfage on his Instagram, he has a satellite rendering of human beings. You could see the population And he zooms all the way in from the planet down to Florida, all the way down to Fort Lauderdale to that one section, that mile section of beach, packed with people, spring breakers down there doing their thing. Cove Idiots.
So
Cove Idiots.
I heard some sound bites. They were rolling some sound bites just from those kids that are down there, and the kids are like, we're just living in the moment. We might get COVID, but let me tell you what's wrong. They're shutting the bars down here. How are we supposed to have a good time?
Yeah.
And these are the sound bites that they're giving, and you're just shaking your head.
Hey, if you want the COVID, Wednesday, April 1st, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the Mall, Washington, D.C., they're going to have a march to stop the virus.
Oh.
Yeah. Cove Idiots. Those are Cove Idiots. Just like the guy licking a toilet seat, Cove Idiot.
1 million liberals on the mall.
Everybody, they're going to march. Wear your vagina hats. Cove Idiots, man.
How do you feel about 1 million liberals marching on the Mall?
I don't
all
want
it together.
And that's the thing. Somebody tweeted over the weekend talking about, I hope that these Trump supporters are out there kissing each other and disobeying. I'm like, get a life.
That's
What
somebody
is
trying to
wrong
get
with
attention
you?
on
I
Twitter.
understand that, but you don't even. Why say those things?
Right.
Why say those things? I said I was going to piss people off. Let me go ahead and piss people off. So, you want to know what's really going on? You might not like this. Y'all might not like this. You want to know what's really going on? And I'm saying this with my own heart laid bare here. This country's gotten so far away from God and faith and the things that are truth that I'm telling you, we are reaping what we have sown. We are reaping what we have sown.
I agree with you.
I mean, you cannot,
And I've contributed to.
Of course you have. Of course you have. I've seen you do it.
Yeah.
But and I'm not one of those guys who's going to point a finger at you as I point a finger at you and hyper spiritualize things. And I'm not telling you to buck up and straighten your life up and repent, although some of you probably should. I'm just saying we have gotten so far from God. We've aborted. You want to know the number one killer in the world? Abortion. That's what's going on. 950. I mean, it's crazy. 900,000 babies a year just in this country alone. I mean, you can't do that without repercussions. And sometimes I think that God just reminds us that, like the prophet Isaiah says, what is man but the breath in his nostrils? That's it. That's all we are. That's all we are. You take that breath away, poof, we're nothing. And they start piling you up in refrigerated trucks out on the street. We're seeing that happen. And so you can't keep thumbing your nose at God in the way that we have as a nation with just all the crap we've glorified for so long. And look what all of a sudden we see. I mean, we've worshiped Hollywood. We've worshiped these celebrities. Now, you might not bow down to them, but my God, they own your pocketbook. I mean, what's everybody doing right now, sitting at home? They're watching these movies.
I've been watching YouTube.
I mean,
I watch myself, but
you watch yourself. But Party Foul Nation. But we're still glorifying it. Right? And so what's happened is, if you watch like on Apple TV, we watch Apple TV a lot, is the movies, the new releases, instead of putting them in the cinemas, in the theaters, they're just sending them right to the thing where you can buy them for $20.
I rented one of them.
Well, some of you can't even rent because you got to buy it.
Oh, okay.
You automatically have to buy it. It's that new. So, yeah, I mean, we're still glorifying it. But those are the things. We're glorifying the non-essentials. We keep talking about the essentials. Who is essential? Of course, people on the front lines, our nurses, our doctors, our respiratory therapists, all these people that are out there, they're essential. But, man, Patton Oswalt and Matthew McConaughey, and I went at Patton Oswalt on Twitter. That's why anyway, a little freak.
If I can add to that,
quick.
We listened to our church online yesterday, and Pastor Ed Young talked about how we've lost the fear of God, that you should have. Fear is not necessarily a bad word unless you let it run your life, but having a common and a natural fear of God's power is a very good thing. He talked about, I have fear. I feared my father. There was a respect and a fear that I have for my father.
It kept you out of trouble.
I don't cheat on my...
I want you to save that thought.
Yeah, no problem.
Say the thought. We'll be right back. I hate the constraints of the break, so I'm sorry to
No, it's all
interrupt
right.
you on that.
That was my fault. I should have
anyway,
paid.
so Ed was saying that you fear your father.
You
which
fear
is
your
a healthy
father. He
thing.
said, I fear. He said, I don't cheat on my wife for a number of reasons, but one, because I fear her. And he said, if fear that is a respect for the situation.
Yeah.
And he said that we've lost that.
Yeah, there is that reverential, that idea that there is justice and there is judgment, and there are things that, because again, Galatians 6, and again, I don't want to preach to you, but I will tell you what I believe is truth. Galatians 6 says, God is not mocked. The Greek word there for mock means to thumb your nose at something like, He says, whatever you sow, so you shall also reap. So, and that's the deal. And it's just, if you put seed in the ground, that's what you're going to get. And we have planted some really bad stuff, and we're seeing the results of it.
Well, and he said that God is a forgiving God, but that doesn't mean you go without the consequences.
Well, that's right.
That's it.
And grace and mercy is one thing, but you have to balance that out with judgment and wrath. And that's the fact. I mean, that's if you hold to any biblical truth at all. And I know there are people out there like, okay, now you're getting out. Look, I don't care. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I have these people who want to get on. I love the folks that have just gotten so argumentative online. I'm like, I have never been on your page. Why in the world are you coming on my page every day starting fights? And they do, man. They have like every single post. And I'm like, get a life.
Did that lady,
it's not my fault you're gay and miserable.
That lady yesterday, did she end up deleting her whole thread off your
I don't know.
one post? That was hilarious.
Well, then they come on and they're like, I got this one lady out in L.A. She likes to come on there and start the fights. And then she's like, all your people are going to jump all over me now. And I'm like, you asked for it. I mean, what, you come on here and get argumentative, and then you get your bobo hurt when somebody gets argumentative back? Get a life.
Yeah.
That's her recreation in life, is to
Let me show you something what you need to focus on, folks. And I talked about New York. There was some footage that emerged. Somebody took it from their car, I think, of a refrigerated truck outside of a Brooklyn hospital. They were loading up this truck with a forklift with dead bodies. Now, this is America, folks. That's Brooklyn. That's New York. That is the epicenter of all things America right there. And 776 people died from the coronavirus in New York. And so this was a person just sitting out there, a bystander. And they said, well, let's just do this. I mean, what if that was your job, Natalie, right there?
Where's the dead body at?
Oh, it's in there. They got them
It's
stacked
already in there?
They got them in the truck. Well, they've got that box up there so that you can't see what they're doing, but dragging people in there. So that's why I said, you said, well, when they start burning people in the street, burning bodies in the street, I mean, that's pretty strong stuff.
Getting close.
And again, I know there's the folks out there who are going to say, oh, well, you're going to, 2 weeks ago, it wasn't no big deal. Again, based on the numbers, it's not a big deal. But the consequences and the ramifications of it, it's a big deal if one of your family members gets it, or, your sick dad in the nursing home or whatever. And, that's the deal. And some of you guys are all stir crazy and lonely. Think about what these elderly folks, these geriatrics who are out there, they live alone. Check on them. Give them a call. Don't hug them. Don't hug them, Natalie.
Yeah, I mean, we are humans, and humans need
interaction. But what I said in the opening is so true, and that is we're going to have a pre-coronavirus and a post-coronavirus. There's one article out that talks about, let me get over here to it. I got to quit licking my fingers, I guess. I don't know. My mother gets on to me all the time. She's like, stop touching your face. I'm like, Mom, I've been doing that for 47 years. I have reasons why I rub my nose. I have my reasons.
I swear our mothers
like
talk.
That.
Our mothers talk every day.
I have always done that. If y'all go back and watch when we were in the old Studio 22. It's a thing because my nose is long and it stays cold at the tip. And it gets a little snot in there, so I have to rub it.
No, I'm with you. I never realized
I'm not doing drugs.
No. I never realized how much I touched my face until after this brought it to my attention.
And I'm like, Mom, and I have nervous tics, right? I have a lot of tics. Yeah. I had to deal with that when I was a kid. I'd just be sitting over in the corner going, and I've got a son who deals with that too. And I'm like, you're okay. I had the same thing, and I still have my tics. I'll pull my shirt and do all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, Mom, that's 47 years of me touching my face. It's not just going to change but just wash your hands a lot. But they're talking about handshakes and public hugs could go extinct after this thing ends. 70 countries around the world have been affected, and a lot of folks not even realizing they're ill. They are ill.
Chinese are way ahead of us on that. They just bow, right?
Well, no, that's Japan, but I don't know. China, I guess, does too, but Japan, that's more Japan.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll come up with our own deal.
It's not going to go extinct.
Elbow bumps.
It won't go extinct.
It's not going to go away.
We've been doing elbow bumps.
But it's very interesting to me because we get out and we walk, like I said, a couple of miles in the neighborhood, and a lot of other people are doing that too.
Yes.
And it's funny. You can see somebody coming, and it's like, other side of the road.
Yeah.
Are you carrying a half gallon of ice cream, eating it while you're walking?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't eat ice cream, but I do eat French fries. But yeah, so they're saying, don't hug, don't. You know how like the French are saying, don't kiss each other on both sides of the cheek. I'm a hugger.
Yeah,
I'm a hugger. What are you gonna do?
I didn't even know I had. Like, we see more people in the neighborhood, and I'm like, who is that person?
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing them every day.
People are out and about. Well, and that's the thing. People don't even want to look at you. I talked about this last week. They don't even want to look at you. And I'm like, okay, people, come on. Come on.
We're about to find out if these
Come
homes...
on, it's from China.
We have that one kid in our neighborhood that year-round he's outside playing barefoot, no shirt, just a short, riding his bicycle, running through mud puddles, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I love his parents. I don't even know who they are. But they let him be a kid and go out there and just.
Have you seen the picture of the, I don't know, whatever committee that's meeting there in Russia? And down at the end of the table, you got Vladimir Putin. They're all wearing suits, and he's in a full hazmat deal. I mean, dude, that's almost as strong as Joe Exotic wearing a paramedic's jacket whenever the girl gets her arm bit off. I mean, that's a strong flex right there. I mean, that guy, Joe Exotic, just had that jacket in the closet somewhere going, one day somebody's
put
going.
this on.
But so on that thing where Carol Baskin's husband, dang, I can't think of his name, Howard, whenever Howard's talking and he brings, because I kept telling everybody, they were like, well, he's got such a great voice, Joe Exotic. And I'm like, that's not his voice. That's someone else singing. Ain't no way somebody can talk like this and then sing with a great voice, with some baritone to it. And I'm like, there's no way. And people are like, no, that's his voice. That's his voice. Well, he comes out and he's like, he names the people who wrote the songs
two people.
And sang the songs, and he's lip syncing them, right? So, I mean, even
that makes it even better, though.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's hilarious. I mean, a guy who's just like that in need of attention for stuff like that. And I read an article the other day that says that even from jail, he's loving the celebrity of it all. I don't know how we go back to Joe Exotic. All things comes back to Joe Exotic, apparently. He's going to be on the show.
I'm excited about that.
He's going to be on the show. We're going to talk to him.
He's going to hit on you.
Maybe we can start getting Joe to call in once a week.
Be our advisor or something.
Yeah.
Not advisor, but,
I'd love to get his take.
What do you call that when somebody comes in? Then
I mean, and by the way, to be fair, we've reached out to Carol Baskin. She said no. She told us no. She gave us her written statement and said she was out.
I'm Facebook friends with a girl in Arizona that used to work for him. And she came out with a little video telling about her time of short time working out there.
I'm always fascinated by the people who are connected, right? So people reach out to us and they're like, don't talk bad about one of the greatest women, and I'm like, I didn't talk bad about anybody, but I mean.
I called her a bitch about 12 times.
Well, your Joe Exotic did.
Yeah, my Joe Exotic did.
Yeah.
We need to find Doc Antle.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes, he's a David Koresh.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely has his cult-like, thing going on there, which is, hey, if you can train women to
his real name
do that.
is Bhagavan.
But I saw that.
Which means walking with the Lord.
And there it is.
Oh, man. I just, you got to laugh. I mean, you just have to find humor in these times. And people they're so upset. They're like, you have such a big platform. You have such a big voice. You should be really making people aware. And no, we're here to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And we want you to think about some things, but find some humor in the situation as well.
Common sense and comedy, right? Kind of the whole Chad Prather deal.
That's what we do. Comedy, craziness, common sense. Nothing's off limits. That's what we do. And nothing's off limits. So that's where we go, man. I'm sad for folks that are, I was brokenhearted yesterday, learning about the death of some folks that we know. And it's a shame, it's a shame.
But at the same time, we have to go on living.
You got to go on living. We might go on living in a very different world after this.
Yeah, I think so. But I think it's...
And again, I go back to the fact that it's not a virus that's changing our world. It's the reaction to this thing. It is the reaction of the government and the media and all of these things. Because, again, I drove past the hospital this morning. Business as usual. Parking lot wasn't packed. There weren't tents set up outside for triage. There weren't lines waiting to get in the emergency room. This is not a pandemic. This is not that. I mean, it's not even H1N1. This ain't swine flu. This ain't avian flu. This is not Spanish flu. This is a different deal altogether. Can it affect certain people with those conditions? Yeah, it can. It can. And we got to be careful with that. Mm-hmm. But golly, man, people are losing their life. The fact that we are shutting down a country over this thing and destroying people's lives, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, the middle class is getting screwed through this whole thing. Anyway, I could get into that, but I won't. Maybe another episode. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Hey, don't forget, you can go to blazetv.com. You can sign up for an entire year, get a great, great deal, $30 off an annual subscription. Use promo code CHAD, please, so they'll know who sent you. That's the biggest deal we've ever given, $69. You can get a whole year of Blaze TV. You get folks like me and me and me and me and folks like me. And there's some other people on there, Mark Levin, Steven Crowder, Dave Rubin.
Co-hosts like me.
Stu Bergier. Stu's show is good. Stu Does America. That's a great show.
$69.
$69. You get the whole year.
Stu has not asked me to be on the show yet.
Yeah. No, not dirty.
Yeah.
It's funny.
What's that?
I said Stu has not asked me to be on the show yet, so I haven't watched it.
Well, let's see if we can fix that, Candice. Let's get Operation Get Party Foul on Stu's show.
I need to go watch it. What's it about?
Yeah. That might be why. Man, I tell you what, I love coming in here. I love coming in Studio 22. It adds some sense of normalcy to our life. Candace, my mother just loves you. She talked to me on Saturday. She's like, she is just cute as a button. She just shines and just, and then you'll cough and you'll make her come over there and get on camera and you'll grab her arm and you can't touch her like that. She's going I just love her. She's just cute as a button, isn't she? She's just cute as a button.
When is your mom going to come on the show?
Button?
Yeah, everybody loves a button. What'd you say, Candace?
When is your mom going to come on the show?
We got to get her out if we can ever get rid of the virus. Not now, but she adamantly says she's never going to do it, but she's going to do it. Hey, listen, follow me on Twitter and Instagram @WatchChad. Go to watchchad.com, get all the fun stuff. Love you guys. God bless you. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Bye.